So I'm Yashaswi, Shroff. I'm the third generation business owner of Alco Creative Marketing Director. If you could just introduce yourselves.
My name is Bhaskar Moitzu.
What do you do, sir?
I'm an educational consultant for the last 30 years.
Educational consultant.
Right.
Okay.
I was with many educational companies.
Most noble profession, if anyone is there in the education industry.
Vocational training, computer education, this management.
So nice to know.
तो आपका ये प्रोजेक्ट तो बहुत ही अच्छा लगा मतलब बोलने के लिए and you are maintaining in such a way we are staying in South City Garden
right वहाँ पे डायमेंशन साउथ के हम लोग ही बना
रहे अच्छा so we booked in South City Garden in the year 2005 and we got a position in the year 2010
okay
from 10 onwards we are staying there
okay
so lot of problems are there in maintenance and also we are facing that so what we are discussing that main cause is to the total operations after the handover the flat that is more required उसके पहले तो साउथ सिटी गार्डन जो promises किया they had done it लेकिन जब we are trying to maintaining it we are not doing that way only in papers and in just WhatsApp so we are not getting the proper results so that is more
painful ma'am what about you
I'm a housewife.
Okay, your name, ma'am?
Kapuri.
Okay. So you are looking to buy a new property as a second home or as to relocate?
No, a second home. Retirement home.
After seeing the project, I wanted him to relocate, but he said no.
पूरा कलकत्ता छोड़ देना भी मुश्किल है।
काम आपका पूरा वहीं पे है।
हाँ काम है मतलब फिर एक मतलब।
And my parents are also there. They are also getting.
They are staying in Hadla. तो एक 1 BHK थोड़ा मतलब वीकेंड स्पेंड करना दिस व्यू है ना आप जितना अच्छा बनाए हैं जो ऐड किए हैं वेरी इनकरेजिंग सो लेट्स सी व्हाट गॉड डिसाइड्स लॉर्ड जगन्नाथ
ऊपर वाला ही करवाता है सब काम
सो टोटली डिपेंडिंग ऑन लॉर्ड जगन्नाथ लेट्स व्हाट ही डिसाइड
any other thoughts in your mind any questions or anything that you would like to discuss
She was also an engineer.
Acha.
I worked for.
I worked with Mr. Agarwal, J.P. Agarwal.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
My grandfather and him have been long associated.
And NP Relators का जो शेडवुड का project है, he did the.
शेडवुड
Another.
Acha. So he was architect there.
He was architect.
And you were part of that project.
Not at that time, but before that, I worked with him in VIP Road. Club Town and all that.
So then why did you leave interior design?
After marriage, everything changes.
Acha, after marriage. And what about kids?
I have a son.
How old is he?
He's 24 years old.
What is he doing?
He did his history graduation from Bhawanipur. Then he went to Oxford. He completed MS.
Bhawanipur से Oxford. I don't know ऐसा कोई और आदमी किया होगा. So he's in Oxford right now doing masters.
He has completed with distinction from Oxford. So he is planning for further studies. Right now he is
PhD program interested in PhD program.
Genes तो आप ही का गया है ना. तो मैं थोड़ा सा आप लोग का you have about half an hour time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll just set the intention of today's meeting, sir. We did a research where we found out that about 83% of home buyers in India are not aware of the parameters that they must be knowing before they make such a big financial decision in their life. And because they're not aware, the decision does not happen correctly, and later on the regret comes in that I did not make the right decision. But by that time it is too late, and you really can't do anything about that. Because of which I've made it my life's own personal mission now that I want to educate as many home buyers in India as possible, whether you're buying a 20 lakh flat or a 1 crore flat or a 5 crore flat, about some of the unknown sutras that you must be aware of before you make that such a big financial decision in your life. For that, I have made a presentation which I would like to showcase to you. You can see my screen now.
Yeah.
So these are the 18 unknown sutras that you must be aware of before buying your dream. Bypass all headaches of research using a scientific approach. Zero worry about financial planning. and make the right decision first time for your lifetime. I have 5 big promises to you through this presentation. Number 1, of course, I'll tell you about those 18 unknown sutras which no other builder will dare to share with you. Number 2, you will know the real root cause why about 67% of the home buyers feel cheated, because when they buy a property, they have certain expectations, or maybe the builder miscommits, or sometimes the communication is not made in such a way and you get wrong expectations and you don't feel fulfilled later on. You can save hundreds of your own hours in doing your right research. What are the right check sheets and questions that you must ask any builder before you buy a property? And I guarantee you 100% that you will know your needs and aspirations with 10 times more clarity, such that you make the decision correctly and don't regret it later on. Who is this presentation meant for? If you're planning to buy a first dream home for yourself, so that you can give your children the childhood that maybe you could not have, or if you're planning to buy a second weekend vacation home like yourselves, or some people in the younger years also now planning to buy a future retirement home. A little bit about my company's legacy, sir. So this is my granddad, Mr. Shroff, and he started this company about 43 years ago, 1981. Is when he did his first project, and from him we have learned this culture that no matter what industry you operate on, whether it's the education industry, real estate, or whatever it is very important to stay directly connected to your customers. And that is why me and my entire team spends a lot of hours and directly interacting with the customers to get to know their secret desires, needs, fears, aspirations. In Forbes, we were featured, which is a leading magazine, about me, my dad, and granddad, how 3 generations are working together and forming this legacy and taking it forward. A little bit about me. I'm India's first home mind scientist. Now, it's the first term that you must be getting to know first time in your life. But I call myself a home mind scientist. Why? 2 reasons. Number 1, as I said from my granddad, I have learned to directly stay connected to my customers, and that is what I do. And because I spend hundreds of hours with them, I really can feel the pulse of the buyer, interacting with them during each stage of the buyer's journey, and I can identify their secret desires, needs, fears, which even consciously you may not be aware of. And scientist, because I love to experiment and innovate. With changing times, you need to adapt yourself, and scientists are coming with the experiment if they succeed or not. That's for a home mind scientist. I'm also authoring a book known as 18 Unknown Sutras, because such meetings is limited. I cannot have with everyone. That is my mission. So if I can educate everyone through that book, and Desh Bhar mein agar book release ho jaye, so people, no matter which city or locality they are in, they will be aware of those sutras. I am a member of CREDAI Bengal and CREDAI India. CREDAI is a Real Estate Developers Association body, and I happen to be the senior managing committee member in Bengal. I'm just 33 years old, and therefore I'm leading CREDAI Youth Wing Eastern Zone. There are 5 states which come under me. I happen to be the creator and executor of Kolkata's first tallest tower, that is the 41 tower. This is our architect, Hafiz Contractor, a Padma Bhushan awardee and the best residential architect of India. And his association with us has been since 3 decades. He's done Siddhartha building on Alipur with us, 42 he did with us, New Kolkata is doing with us. And he says that Alipur means trust, zero compromise, and zero delays. By God's grace, me as an individual and my company over the years have won many recognitions. I'm not saying this to boast about myself, there's no requirement for me to do that, but we are unknown to each other. Just the way you introduced yourself, it is important. I tell you about me so that you get to know me better. So I got this 40 under 40 award last year. We got many awards from Economic Times and many other companies. This was the most iconic moment of my life. In 2018, when we casted the last floor at the highest point of Kolkata, 250 meters, 62nd floor. So we are posing over here 6 and 2 me with the project manager. And you can see Victoria Race Course in the background. So this was and I will remember this till my last breath, this moment. Various panel discussions happens across the nation where I'm invited to talk about from my experience. What impact have we created in the last 4 decades? We have served more than 10,000 customers. We have delivered more than 35 projects across 1.5 crore square feet. In fact, Diamond Group was founded by us. It was a consortium body, but there were 2 or 3 other partners. That is when we did Diamond City South, West, and North. There are 3 generations of trust and 100 years of experience. Now, you might think that a 33-year-old guy talking about 100 years of experience, but
It's a family legacy.
absolutely. So I come from a business Marwari family, and since childhood, sote jagte khate peete hum log kari business ka hi baat kiya, so that's what ingrained in my blood and DNA. And Dadaji's experience about 60 years, Dad is about 30 and me is about 10. So anyone asks me how long I've been working for, I say I've been working for the last 100 years. Because I'm just learning from them and building on top of them. हमारा ड्राइविंग फैक्टर क्या है at Hove में? We are in the business of building happy communities. So this project, a 5,000 flat complex, we will finish in the next 1.5 to 2 years and move on to our next project. But we want to build a happy community so that people who are going to live here, they are going to live for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. Their children are going to be born here, grandchildren are going to be born here. So if a happy community is formed, then that is what really, that is the real desire inside my heart. Last year, many developers from Calcutta, PS Group, Modern Group, Orbit Group, Suga Group, and many others came here to see that how we conceived this project. Today, there are maybe 2 or 3 other projects on Ganges, but in 2018, when we launched it, it was the first project on Ganges, such a large township project. So they had come to see how we are doing the scale of development, which was unheard of in Calcutta, in such a fast time, where we have delivered our first phase 21 months before our committed timeline, despite 2 years of COVID in between. And at the same time, we are being able to offer so many things at such a reasonable price. So that was a training done by me last year. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was a central government scheme. उससे भी हमें recognize किया गया था. These are my parents receiving that award from the central minister. Many more awards we have received. On social media, if you go on Google, Facebook, YouTube, you'll be able to see what our customers talk about us. And जैसे मैंने कहा, I spent hundreds of hours with customers. So many pain points identified, which are listed down here. And on these only, I thought that I should have that education mission and come up with those sutras. So my entire intention is how I can help you and how I can be a part of your growth journey. So would you be interested to know about those unknown sutras before you make a proper decision, no matter where you buy? Sutra number 1 is you should know the real minds behind the project. Real minds माने की. Number 1, know your builder. Not just the builder logo or Lin or an Alco, not just the logo, but go behind the builder. What is his team like? What is his mission? The way I said what is my mission? रेरा में आज आप देख सकते हो कि पास्ट में उसका क्या ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रहा है, उसने जो भी कमिट किया है क्या वो टाइम पे उस क्वालिटी में डिलीवर किया है कि नहीं किया है, उसका कोई अनरिजॉल्व्ड कंप्लेंट्स रेरा वेबसाइट पे उसके अगेंस्ट में है या नहीं है. सिमिलरली सेकंड पॉइंट इज आर्किटेक्ट. आर्किटेक्ट का भी क्या बैकग्राउंड है, क्या लेगेसी है, क्या मिशन है. फॉर एग्जांपल आवर आर्किटेक्ट Hafiz contractor is about 75 years old today. Every 6 to 12 months he has a meeting with PM Modi ji about how he can develop railway land.
नहीं, उसके लिए तो आपका प्रोजेक्ट लेके तो मतलब no one should.
No, it's not about my project. I'm not here. I'm not here to sell my project. I'm here to aid you in your home buying decision so that you make it correctly no matter where you invest. And what are the questions you should ask or you should find out. Project consultants all भी रहते हैं like fire safety, electrical, plumbing, which is MEP, landscape, structural. Again, their background, their mission, their experience. Number 2, project hidden charges. So no matter which project you go to, people have different type of charges. Number 1, so whenever you're buying a property, it's such a joyous moment of your life. You will never think about cancelling that property when you're buying it. But कल का दिन तो कोई देखा नहीं है. Yeah, it so happens there's a financial emergency or some medical situation or whatever be the reason that you need to cancel the flat. On day 0, you should ask your salesman कि भाई मैं अगर cancel करूँगी मेरे को अपना पूरा रुपया मिलेगा वापस या उसमें कोई cancellation charge है. अच्छा cancellation charge है तो remaining अगर हमको कट के वापस मिलेगा तो वो कितना दिन में मिलेगा, 1 महीना में मिलेगा कि 1 साल में मिलेगा कि क्या करना है. ये आता नहीं है normally लोगों का दिमाग. Similarly, there are many other charges which is levied by different projects, different developers, such as extra development charges, club charges, maintenance deposit, interest charges based on different intervals. GST का भी अलग scheme है, 1%, 0%, 5%, 18%. Premier location charges, floor rise charges. What normally happens is, and this is not just in real estate, in any industry, हर आदमी को अपना सेल का टारगेट फुलफिल करना पड़ता है. जिनको भी अपना सेल का टारगेट फुलफिल करना है, मेरे को भी करना है, उनको भी करना है. सेल ना लूज हो, कस्टमर को बाहर चक्कर में मैं बता दूंगा ये फ्लैट 100 रुपया का है. Maybe it's for actually 105, but I show only 100. धीरे धीरे करके 1 रुपया आना देना चालू किया. But that is mis-selling. And later on, it disturbs the consumer's financial planning, especially in such a high ticket value purchase. So, for example, today, if you want to ask any of them that this is the flat that I like, he will transparently show you the entire pricing, and you won't get a single complaint later on that 1 रुपया मेरे से बाद में extra मांगा जा रहा है. This is not what I expected. So you should ask the builder on day 1 कि भाई तुम्हारा कितना charges हमको बता दो, such that there is no surprise to me. If I can afford it and I like it, I will buy. If I can't afford it, I will tell you, no problem. पर बहुत बार शर्म में लोग पूछता नहीं है, करता नहीं है, सामने वाला बताता नहीं तो अननोन में रह जाता है।
बस फिर बाद में
बाद में there's a bad blood. Project community most important and that is our mission also. So number one people. कभी भी कोई आदमी आता है प्रोजेक्ट में तो देखता है फैसिलिटी क्या है, व्यू क्या है, रूम का लेआउट क्या है। बट ये लोग पूछता नहीं कि क्या टाइप का लोग वहाँ पे रहते हैं।
वो हम घुसते सोच रहे थे what type of people are buying.
सोचना क्यों? पूछना है। आज आप इससे पूछेंगे तो ये एकदम बताएंगे कि नहीं?
नहीं, he is guiding us.
Yeah. बट लोग ये सोचते में रह जाते हैं, पूछता नहीं है, पूछने के बाद पता नहीं चलता क्या है। Today I am going to work, my missus is going to be home, or my children is going to be home. They are going to be raised up there, so they should be in a good community so that their gelling happens well. They are able to spend time at home well. Second point is basic necessities project के अगल बगल में क्या है? काफी चीज देखते हैं, काफी चीज नहीं देखते हैं, like grocery store, school, hospital, entertainment, beauty parlors, special occasion के लिए कोई banquet या hotel है कि नहीं, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे त्रिवेणी में, sure you must be aware of, temples. I just overheard आप लोग जगन्नाथ मंदिर का बात कर रहे थे अभी।
वहाँ क्या इसमें सिनेमा भी हो रहा है?
Yes. We are about to sign up with PVR IMAX. Project में construction technology क्या use किया गया है to construct the building? You should ask about that. For example, our windows, fire doors, everything we are doing in-house manufacturing so that we are able to control our cost and get good quality. Our shuttering is all aluminum shuttering. We're not doing brick walls; it's all concrete walls. So less moisture content and more durable strength. Project जब conceive किया गया था, design philosophy किया था. Before any project is made, a meeting happens between the architect and the builder. जैसे यहाँ पे me and face contractor met and we said, यहाँ पे गंगा घाट ऐसा बनाना है कि वहाँ पे कोई भी आदमी बैठे तो टाइम का उसको महसूस ही नहीं होगा, बिजनेस में चला गया। आप यहाँ पे बैठोगे, I guarantee you 2 घंटा कैसे निकल जाएगा पता नहीं चलेगा। Number 2, वो आदमी को महसूस ही नहीं हो कि वो कलकत्ता में, he should feel he's sitting in a Banaras or Rishikesh.
Exactly.
So that is what we envision and that is what we have built. Such a big project with 5,000 flats, we want to ensure almost each flat gets the river view. From each flat, each bathroom, room and kitchen should have natural ventilation. Because our idea was to make compact flats so that it's more affordable, more people can enjoy it, more common man can enjoy it. At the same time, if it's a 1,000 square feet flat, the energy which comes into the flat should be 5,000 square feet. So that can happen with the large French windows which we are giving. So what was the design philosophy behind the project? पूछता नहीं है लोग, हम लोग बताने का मौका नहीं होता कोई। But what is the story behind the project? सीलन सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम, मिल जाएगा चकाचक, 1 साल 2 साल बाद सीलन का अटैक। एल्युमिनियम शटरिंग यूज करता है तो उससे मॉइस्चर कंटेंट कम होता है। वाटरप्रूफिंग क्या कंपनी का यूज किया?
वो टाइल्स फिल होता है जो
भूल जाता है,
वही है।
तो हम लोग क्योंकि इतना कस्टमर से इंटरेक्ट करता है, सीखते हैं। ऐसा नहीं हम लोग ये गलती नहीं किया, लेकिन गलती किया, सीखा, आगे बढ़ा। And I know till my last breath I may not be perfect because ऊपर वाला किसी को perfect नहीं बना। But I know my today is better than yesterday and tomorrow will be better than today. We are always on an excellent pursuit of excellence. वैसे similarly what type of materials are we using internally or externally? जैसे हम लोग bathroom fittings use कर रहे हैं तो Jaguar जैसा use कर रहे हैं, even though we are selling flats at 40, 50, 60 lakhs. प्रोजेक्ट का क्वालिटी प्रोसेस क्या है? मैनेजमेंट क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेस को इन्वर्ट मटेरियल्स जब हैंडओवर देगा तो कैसे हैंडओवर दिया जाएगा, उसका क्वालिटी चेक्स क्या किया जाएगा। लॉट ऑफ पीपल केयर अबाउट द एनवायरनमेंट, दे डोंट, बट फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर IGBC platinum rated certified building which is the highest rating in green certification, which means our water conservation, energy conservation, waste management is of that grade that we have got the certification. All the materials being used to make our materials are green, to make our building is green friendly. सेफ्टी, कंस्ट्रक्शन सेफ्टी कैसा है, आपका लेबर का वेलफेयर कैसे किया जाता है? होम बायर्स डोंट केयर अबाउट दैट, बट आई बिलीव इन कर्मा। अगर आपका घर बनाने में कोई लेबर का नुकसान हुआ हुआ है, that karma gets attached to your house and that will haunt the person who stays there and who makes it. So I'm proud to say 2,000 laborers are working on site today. Since 6 years you've seen the developments that we have done. Not even a single incident, accident or death has taken place in that construction. And if you go out, you'll see each and every laborer has a topi on his thing, has a safety jacket, has a safety shoe. Then when you ultimately stay here, what are the safety services there? What is done in terms of fire safety, CCTV, access control system, MyGate app, lift safety? जैसे ARD हम लोग लिफ्ट में लगाया है कि कोई भी लोड शेडिंग या पावर कट हो, ऑटोमेटिकली नेक्स्ट फ्लोर में आके फ्लोर में प्रोजेक्ट का लॉन्ग टर्म है, you will relate to this point more than anyone else depending on the background that you had given. होटो mechanism क्या है? होटो मतलब handover takeover. That happens on two levels. One is at the project common area level, and number two is at the buyer flat level. I'll talk about that later. Strong knowledge handed over to FM agency. At South City Garden में एक maintenance agency होगा जो maintenance कर रहा है. उसको knowledge handover कैसे मिल रहा है? Selection of right FM agency कौन manage कर रहा है? Warranties और AMCs कैसे manage करना है? The questions you must ask is this: what initiative is taken by the builder to onboard an FM agency before occupancy to ensure smooth knowledge handover and good long-term health of the project? And FM agency जो onboard है उसका background. So, for example, because we've learned so much the issues that you have faced. Some of the people have faced similar issues in our older projects as well. Now, what we are doing is all our projects we are bringing on board the FM agency 6 to 8 months prior to the handover. दो कारण उसमें दो benefit है. एक selection of FM agency मेरा हाथ में रहता है, सोसाइटी का हाथ में नहीं रहता. और मेरा interest है long term happy community.
Exactly.
So I will choose whatever is best interest of the community in terms of service and cost. जो राइट आदमी का सिलेक्शन हो जाता है. दूसरा, क्योंकि 6 महीना पहले आता है before completion, all the handovers happen directly from the builder to the maintenance agency and there is no communication gap. So जितना warranties है, AMCs है, STP है, lift है, they get to know everything directly from me. If he is the FM agency, I hand over everything directly to him. ये तो बीच में हम पहले आपको देगा, आप लोग वो ट्रेड का आदमी नहीं, आप लोग टेक्निकल आदमी नहीं, हमें 1 रुपया देगा in terms of knowledge, आपको 50 पैसा रिसीव होगा, आप उसको देगा, उस तक 25 पैसा ही पहुंचे. और क्योंकि उस तक पूरा knowledge गया नहीं, maintenance is not just about money. कैम चार्जेस 2 रुपया 3 रुपया 4 रुपया देते जा रहा है, फिर भी देख रहे हैं कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, because that knowledge is missing or the skill is missing.
हम पे भी किए हैं, हम लोग के अंदर कुछ काम ही नहीं हो रहा है, टोटली मतलब वेस्टेज है, ड्रेन हो गया भाई. सफरिंग है ना.
हम लोग 6-8 महीना पहले लाता है, उसका खर्चा हम लोग 80-90 लाख रुपए लगता है. There's no need of that. No one asks for that. But we do it because 20 साल long term है ना, the project अगर अच्छा रहेगा उसके लिए 80 lakhs is nothing for me. Then quantity and quality of amenities. Rather than focusing on quantity of amenities, you should focus on quality of amenities. What is it as a family that you require, and the way that you require, is it really there that way? प्रोजेक्ट एनवायरनमेंट कैसा है, उसके बगल में एक्यूआई इंडेक्स क्या है, साउंड का क्या, पूजा का टाइम हुआ या इलेक्शन का टाइम हुआ तो भोंपू रोज बजेगा कि नहीं बजेगा, जहाँ पे कोई भोंपू का सीन नहीं है, वाटर का क्वालिटी क्या है. Not that I'm selling my project, but I'm just giving you a perspective. What is in it for your children, elders and pets? अब pets का 2 टाइप का होता है, pet loving, pet hating. जो pet loving होता है वो ऐसा pet loving होता है कि शादी का कार्ड भी आता है तो pet का नाम उसमें लिखा हुआ रहता है, ऐसा काम नहीं. जो पेट हेटिंग है वो मतलब दूर 2 किलोमीटर दूर भागता है. सो वी अंडरस्टूड दैट इतना बड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स है, 5000 फैमिली है, तो देयर विल बोथ काइंड्स ऑफ पीपल. देयरफॉर वी डिड अ पेट पार्क इन द प्रोजेक्ट. तो उसके लिए
सामने ना
दिखा देगा कोई.
उनका असल में पेट है तो
अच्छा आपका है. हां व्हिच डॉग है? ओके, आई आल्सो हैव 3 dogs. So I'm also pet lover. So there's a pet park here. If you come over here if you bang the second come along with your pets. In fact, प्रयाग में वो घुमाइएगा जो पेट पार्क लोग बनाया है वो भी दिखाएगा तो वो देख पाएंगे, और यहाँ पे तो प्लान में भी दिखा पाएंगे.
अरे अभी वहाँ हमारे यहाँ क्या बोलते हैं कॉम्प्लेक्स में ऐसे रोड स्ट्रीट डॉग्स कुछ आदमी पाल के रखे हैं, फोन मैंने कहा गंदी को लिख के बस सब उसको पालना पड़ा.
नहीं वो क्या कर रहा है, स्ट्रीट डॉग से फाइन, but they are attacking the
general
public and also the dogs.
Oh.
I usually don't take my dog there in South City Garden because of that. So we find pet park है.
Pet park है, plus जो आदमी को hit करता है, there are families who do that. अब 5000 फैमिली रहेगा तो there will be people like you and me who love pets. Morning walk में, evening walk में लेके जाएगा, उतना लोग तो potty सुसु भी करेंगे. But people जिसको पसंद नहीं है, उसकी तो वो nuisance है. We are treating the poop zones where the potty does.
I usually pick up. I use this scooter. Even on road, I use this scooter.
But we are creating special potty zones also.
That's
where you can just put it together. So very small points, but we have learned that over time because of this way.
These are the main thing, yeah.
Small points, but very important. Project open areas. ये खाली जानना जरूरी नहीं है कि 50% 70% कितना open area. How are you utilizing that open area? आज हमारा podium है, it's almost 2.5 lakh square feet, but we are doing 3 or 4 types of fountains, we're doing water bodies there, we're doing a superb landscaping there. प्रोजेक्ट वर्टिकल कम्यूटेशन यानी कि लिफ्ट, स्पेशली हाई राइज में मोर देन 10 फ्लोर्स में क्वेश्चन यू शुड आस्क इज मैं बटन दबाऊंगा कितना देर में लिफ्ट आ जाएगा, नॉट हाउ मेनी लिफ्ट्स आर देयर, नॉट व्हाट इज द स्पीड ऑफ द लिफ्ट, व्हाट यू रियली केयर अबाउट मेरा वेटिंग टाइम कितना, दैट यू शुड आस्क. ये मैंने हालांकि पहले बोल दिया ऑलरेडी, बट अगेन कि एनर्जी लेवल्स, वास्तु लेवल्स कैसा है, कैन आई सी enjoy sunrise, sunset या पूर्णिमा sitting from my bed, what is the kind of views I can enjoy from my flat. Comparative project checklist, today you are in the market to buy a second home for yourself, so you have a certain budget in your mind, you have certain requirements in your mind, but if you were to have an Excel sheet in front of you where you can put down all the things that you need and 2 or 3 projects that you go to A, B and C, if you can score or do a tick across there, that becomes so easy the decision making process. तो जो आदमी बढ़िया से आपको बेचा, टॉप ऑफ द माइंड में रहा तो संबंध माफ करेंगे, लेकिन you become a data driven decision then. Easy points, simple points. I don't know कहीं दिमाग का बत्ती कुछ जल रहा है कि नहीं.
नहीं लेकिन यही मेन है.
Yeah.
Focusing on the main thing.
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ क्वेश्चन हम उनसे भी किए हैं जो मतलब लॉन्ग टर्म में रहने के लिए जो लगता है.
Great. Approved bankers list. Whenever anyone's buying a home, you either buy through your own FD or savings, or you take a home loan. But even if you're buying through your own savings, you should ask which bankers have approved the project. Why? Because as a common man, it is impossible for you to assess the compliances of the project. But the more number of banks and the more conservative banks like an SBI or HDFC, if they have approved the project, that means आपका risk उसमें उतना कम है. क्या टाइप का पार्किंग है, ओपन है कि कवर्ड है, ईवी चार्जिंग फैसिलिटीज है कि नहीं, ये सब जो लोग पूछते हैं लास्ट पॉइंट किसी के दिमाग में नहीं आता ना. व्हाट इज द 2 व्हीलर एंड 4 व्हीलर कार केयर फैसिलिटीज, ये मानिए आप सेकंड होम के लिए यहाँ पे लिया और एक पार्किंग भी लिया, तो आपकी एक गाड़ी यहाँ पे पड़ा है, 2 महीना में एक बार आ रहा है, अब जो 2 महीना बाद आएगा कबूतरों का सब ही जमा रहेगा ऊपर में. बट व्हाट इफ देयर इज अ कार वॉश फैसिलिटी कि अपने आप वहाँ पे पड़ा हुआ रहा और आपका मीगर अमाउंट एक लग रहा है और हफ्ता में 2 दिन आदमी अपने आके सब चीज फैसिलिटी और सर्विस दे दे रहे हैं. Small points, but very important.
वही तो लोग एक गाड़ी वहाँ पड़ा हुआ है बोल रहे थे ना कितना गंदा हो गया पड़ा.
हाँ. अब it is a headache ना, कराओ करो आदमी करो ये. It's not about the cost. It's not about the cost. It's about the headache. Value add-on services. अच्छा ये अब घर कोई आदमी हमेशा तो लेता नहीं है, साथ पूरा लाइफ में एक बार या 2 बार लेता है. तो आपका मानिए आज बजट 50 लाख रुपया है, आप एक घर लेता है, उसका घर मिल गया, फिर इंटीरियर कराना है. अब इंटीरियर का ज्यादा आइडिया नहीं है, तो उसमें टाइम, मनी, एनर्जी तीनों बहुत इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. मैम जाएगा उसका बढ़िया किचन यूटेंसिल्स नया लाएगा, माइक्रोवेव ओवन लाएगा, फ्रिज लाएगा, जगह जगह जाके. बट इज द डेवलपर टाइंग अप विद द ग्रेट ईस्टर्न और एसी कंपनी सो दैट यू गेट सिंगल पॉइंट ऑफ कांटेक्ट, यू जस्ट हैव टू कॉल देम एंड द डेवलपर हैज नेगोशिएटेड ऑन योर बिहाफ एंड सेड भाई मेरा प्रोजेक्ट के लिए ये प्राइस है, रिटेल से कम 5% या 10% कम देना. So your time, money and energy, everything can be saved, and we are in the process of doing that as we speak. Your financial planning, what are the income tax benefits in terms of capital gain exemptions, in terms of ETC home loan reductions, how will you get the tax certificates? A lot of people are not aware of their home loan eligibility, कि हमको इतना सैलरी है, इतना बिजनेस इनकम है, तो हमको कितना मिल सकता है, क्या टेन्योर का मिल सकता है. Sometimes there are a lot of hidden financial charges which the bank levies, which our salesman can help you to remove that, because we are aware of that. RERA के हिसाब से what are your commitments, not your commitments, sorry. What are the builder's commitments in case that is not fulfilled? How you can compare and reach out to RERA to get your commitments fulfilled. Project's financial appreciation. Although you may not be taking it as an investment, but say 10 years, 15 years down the road, you wish to upgrade and sell out this unit. If the long-term health of the building is good, if there is a happy community, people will always appreciate. भाड़ा में भी लगाना चाहिए तो भाड़ा भी अच्छा मिलेगा, because supply demand will always be there. Post-sale CRM services, from the moment you book to the moment you get it, how is your post-sale CRM going to be handled? You should ask this at the time of booking. Will there be an online customer portal where I can see everything that I need to? When it comes to construction updates or any payment ledgers, demand bills, any of that. जब हैंडओवर टेक ओवर होगा फ्लैट का, मैं जो पहले बोल रहा था, तो क्या वो सिंपली आपका लास्ट 10% एक मनी बाकी आपको दिया, हमको डीड में साइनिंग हुआ और आपको चाबी दे दिया, just that process? Or like how we have maybe an 8 to 10 page buyer manual. We give you a 2-hour training on your home and we hand over that to you. ये गोदरेज का लॉक इसको सेफली ऐसे करना है, जैगवार का बाथरूम फिटिंग, दिस इज योर पर्सनलाइज्ड वारंटी कार्ड, अगर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आई